Welcome everyone to Dino Entertainment TV, where we talk about firearm violence, domestic violence, talk about being violated, and we also feed the unfortunate, and we also make clothing donations to the unfortunate as well, and other essential things. Well, today we're gonna talk about firearm violence, and everything. This still need to be talked about subject. It's still a lot going on. Nobody's really just paying attention. I guess some people just figure it's not as bad as other stuff, but it's just as worse as anything else that's going on, right? So 1 in 4 women, 42.3%, and 1 in 7 men, 13.8%, aged 18 and older in the United States have been the victim of severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And that's a true statement. That's true. Support victims of domestic violence. When your friend is in that point in time when they really need some help, you know, be there for them. And these are several ways that you can support them. You know, if you have that friend that beats in domestic violence and you don't really know what to say or what to do, anything like that, these are some of the things you can do right here. I'll leave it there for about a few seconds, about a few minutes, in case you need to really look at it, get a good detail of it. And the domestic violence hotline is 1-800-777. I'm sorry, 1-800-723. Talking about 777. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to give y'all the wrong number. Oh my God. 1-800-799-7233 is the domestic violence number. Again, 1-800-799-7233. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In the language, all languages. They do have that. Okay. So I hope everybody got that. If in case I went too fast as for the phone number, let's post it. And you see me sometime maybe in chats, I might just throw that up. You just never know. But you will see that here on my community wall. Check out my community wall. I got missing kids, missing parents, sister, brothers on my community wall. Please check those out. I sure appreciate it. And let me throw my let me go get my disclaimer right quick. Yeah. No, that's not it. Hold on. Here it is. Put my disclaimer up before I start my video. There is my disclaimer. Probably having people gonna call me all kind of time today. So let's go ahead and get this stuff started. Let's go ahead and get it started. Okay. Oh, my bad. Wrong place. Okay. It might be a part two, some of this, because we may not have time to do a lot of it, but we might have an end with a part two, but it'll be all good though. Let me show one of my commercials right quick and then we'll get started, y'all. All right. Okay, let's go and get started. Anytime I'm gonna let you know that anytime you're in my audience and something that I play that it may not be, it may be affecting to you, please walk away, come back, and enjoy the show. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get started.
So on the behalf
Domestic
of my
violence.
family, I just want to say that we are beyond sorry, grief stricken in the highest of the highest. Why? Why, Stefan? And that's the whole family's. That's all of us. Why? Why would you do that?
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 47-year-old Talina, also known as Tina Henderson, was loving, sweet, caring, and generous. She worked in the healthcare industry and held a position with the UK Healthcare since 2001. Tina was all about family, and she loved spending time with her family and friends, especially her 2 grown children and her grandchild, whom she absolutely adored. Tina's children were her entire world, and she put every piece of energy and dedication into raising and providing for them. Once they became adults and got out on their own, Tina realized how much she needed to pour into herself, so she joined a local gym and worked her tail off to drop some weight and build her confidence. Tina was on top of the world, and soon love followed. She married 59-year-old Stefan Henderson in March of 2016, and the couple was in wedded bliss, and they seemed like the perfect match. Things were going so well, by 2019, the couple purchased their first home together. Now, I'm not sure if it was the pandemic or just a relationship that had ran its course, but the couple did not survive long after 2020, and they separated in March of 2021. They worked hard at reconciliation, but it just wasn't in the cards for them. And on November 21st of 2022, Tina filed a petition to dissolve the marriage. That's when Stefan truly started to show his dark side. Just a day after filing for divorce, Tina filed an emergency protection order. She alleged that her husband was armed and dangerous and verbally and emotionally abusive. She claimed there was weapons in the home, and she wrote in her filing that her husband had threatened her and said that if she continued with the divorce, he would cause her physical harm. It was clear that Tina feared for her life, but her protection order was not immediately granted. The court action section of the petition included a comment that said no imminent threat was involved. Instead, a hearing was scheduled for November 30th. The day before Thanksgiving, on November 23rd of 2022, Lexington police say they got a call from 59-year-old Stefan saying that he had shot his wife. When police arrived, they found 47-year-old Tina shot multiple times. She was declared dead at the scene, and Stefan was immediately taken into custody.
Police have arrested a man who they say shot and killed his wife in the Masterson Station area this afternoon. Police tell us the man himself actually called him to report it.
Around 1:30 this afternoon, Lexington police said a man called 911 to say he shot his wife. Police responded to the home on Bay Colony Lane and found the woman dead.
Oh, this shocked me to death. I can't believe nothing like that would happen.
Cora Penny said she's lived nearby for more than 10 years. All the violence Lexington has seen this year has put her on edge. Police arrested 59-year-old Stephen Henderson, charging him with murder, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and violation of an emergency protective order. LAX18 dug into court records and found that Henderson's wife had filed a petition for a protective order against Henderson on November 20th, just 3 days ago, saying he had threatened her. That petition, though, according to court paperwork, wasn't granted immediately. It scheduled a hearing for November 30th, noting in the paperwork that there was, quote, no imminent threat, end quote.
How they figured that he wasn't no threat? She went to go get a court order, and they said he was no threat, so it wasn't in here to get him a court order. How the hell is that? Anytime you go get a court order on map, you think you're in a threat or not. You must be going to think you something, you're going to get a court order.
Both Tina's family and Stefan's family spoke to reporters about how devastated they were.
Well, relatives of the victims are still trying to come to grips with what happened.
But the big question they all are asking is why? LAX 18's Rachel Richardson speaking with families of the victim, Talina Henderson, and the suspect.
One day before Thanksgiving, Lexington police say they got a call from 59-year-old Stefan Henderson saying that he shot his wife, 47-year-old Talina Henderson. Tina and Stefan were married in March 2016. In March of 2021, the couple separated. Tina filed a petition to dissolve the marriage on November 21st. She also filed for an emergency protection order on the 20th. In that petition, Talina says that Stefan was verbally and emotionally threatening. Stefan's family, who knew Tina was filing for divorce in an EPO, says they were shocked to hear that things had gone this far.
And, on the behalf of my family, I just want to say that we are beyond sorry, grief-stricken in the highest of the highest. Why? Why, Stefan? And that's the whole family's, that's all of us. Why? Why would you do that?
Tina's daughter, Tamara Glover, was not at this afternoon's arraignment. And when asked about the protective order that was not immediately granted, she simply said she wants justice for her mom. She also wants the community to know who Talina was.
My mother, she was a queen. She was a queen. Like I said before, she was my best friend, my twin. So glad she blessed me with her looks, and I look just like her. And I know when people see my face, they feel sad, but it's like, don't feel sad. When you look at me, you see her face.
For other women dealing with domestic violence, Tamara wants them not to be afraid to speak up.
Don't be scared. Somebody's going to hear you. Somebody's going to listen. And by any means, ladies, women, in a situation like this, we have to protect ourselves and do whatever we gotta do.
Talina's daughter says she'll continue looking for justice for her mother. After Stefan's arrest, the truth was revealed. He had a history of domestic violence that stemmed back to 1998. He was previously convicted of fourth-degree assault, spousal abuse in 1998, and then had an emergency protection order filed against him in a separate incident in 2014. In the case from 98, Stefan pled guilty to misdemeanor charges of fourth-degree aggravated assault, spousal abuse. At the time, the victim alleged that he got mad and slapped her in the face, according to court documents. The victim also said that she had been assaulted before by Stefan, and at that time, he was sentenced to 90 days in jail with 83 of those days suspended. Court records show Stefan also received a sentence of supervised probation for 2 years. In the 2014 case, an emergency protection order was requested when a victim said that Stefan hit her in the face with an open hand while he had her pinned to the bed. Clearly, Stefan had issues with women and relationships. Thankfully, in May of 2023, Stefan got exactly what he deserved when he was sentenced to 26 years in prison.
Man, let me just say this before I go to the next one. They didn't believe that lady. That lady tried to get a court order, and it didn't go through. It had to take him unaliving her to get some justice. And that's sad. And our other women he had been abusing. He'd been abusing a bunch of women. Strangulations. Man, I'm telling you, when you first get a joker, he put his hands on you, man, it's time to go. I hate that they did not force the other women. He'd been abusing other women. And when he got to her, he decided to unalive her. And it's just crazy. Yeah, Sarah. That's crazy, y'all. That's some crazy word, man, say.
Evening, I'm Larry Smith.
And I'm Nancy Cox. A Lexington man's 911 call led to the discovery of his wife's body. 6 months later, the victim's family is getting some measure of justice.
Stefan Henderson was accused and convicted for his wife's murder. Today, he learned his sentence.
Filing in front and center in a Fayette County courtroom, the family of Talina Henderson waited for a judgment, for justice, for closure.
Henderson, please.
The moment finally came. Stefan Henderson sentenced to 26 years in prison for the murder of his wife, Talina.
Your Honor, I never, even in childhood, believed in monsters until a cowardly monster murdered my child. She never once told us that she might be in trouble. We would have moved heaven and hell to protect her.
One by one, Talina's family spoke directly to the man responsible.
And I don't hate Stefan, but he's got to answer to God for this.
Given the chance to respond, Henderson didn't hesitate.
I'm not going to paint a picture and say I was perfect, but she was far from it too.
Defending himself between apologies.
But I deeply apologize because I failed. I failed. I failed. And I'm sorry I failed. I'm sorry for what I did to them. I'm sorry for dragging my family through it. And I'm sorry for the court system that I cost him this time. But the Lord is my witness on everything. She tried to destroy me, and that's what happened, y'all.
Leaving the courtroom, Talina's family held on to the narrative they believe, the life of a mom, a sister, a daughter, taken too soon.
She had vision, dreams, and wanted all of us, her family, to be okay.
My heart truly goes out to Tina's family, friends, and loved ones.
Y'all see how fast he turned that around on her? You see how fast he tried to turn that around on her. But he got 26 years, and I'm glad. I'm glad they got justice for their sister and for their daughter, their mom. But I hate it had to come this far. It's just ridiculous.
This is the moment Stockton police arrested 39-year-old Sim Jackson after they say he shot officers before a standoff. Jackson walked out of the house holding 2 kids in his arms. According to Stockton police, officers responded to a domestic violence call at the Blue Ridge Apartments. When they arrived, they found a woman who was shot. As officers approached the apartment, they say Jackson shot at them.
It's terrible.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. "26-year-old Kiera Shepard, affectionately known as Kiki, was a beautiful Cali girl, and she definitely had that Cali girl swag. She was loving, sweet, and generous, but she was a no-nonsense type of person, and she would tell you exactly what it was. She loved life, and she was full of life. She was the type of girl that never let anything get her down. She could be at the lowest point in her life, and you would never know it because she remained positive no matter what. That may be why people flocked to her. Being in her presence was special, and if you were fortunate enough to have her in your life, you were lucky. Kiki was a single mother to a 1-year-old son, and he was her entire world. Caring for him was her top priority, and she did everything that she could for her son Kaizen. When you seen Kiki, you seen him. He was her shadow, which was a good thing in most cases. But on the evening of September 21st of 2024, baby boy would have been better off anywhere else other than standing by his mother's side. On that fateful evening, Kiki and her 1-year-old son Kaizen had gone to visit a female friend of hers. Reports state that Kiki and this female friend were romantically involved and had recently started dating. The only problem with that is that the female friend was caught up in a turbulent relationship with her ex-boyfriend and kid's father, 39-year-old Sim Jackson. According to court records, she had filed a request for a domestic violence restraining order against him on September 19th of 2024. In her request, she said that the father of her 2 children had physically abused her. She also claimed that he had been abusing her daily since July of 2024, and he had recently told her that he would kill her and her new little girlfriend Kiki. And that's exactly what he attempted to do.
Wow. I just want to say this right here. If you got to get that protective order and they feel that he no danger, you make them feel and you make them understand You need that protection order for yourself. Do not leave the courthouse without your protection order. Move around, like this lady said by her daughter. If they knew that her daughter was going through domestic violence, she said it would move heaven and earth to save her. Y'all need to let somebody know.
On the evening of September 21st of 2024, police responded to reports of shots being fired during a domestic violence situation. As officers approached a unit inside of an apartment building, 39-year-old Sim Jackson began firing multiple rounds at police. He then barricaded himself in the unit where there were multiple children. After an hour-long standoff, Sim surrendered to police. As they gained access to the apartment, they located Kiki's lady friend with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Once all the way inside of the apartment, police located Kiki. Unfortunately, she was deceased from multiple gunshot wounds. And laying close by her was her 1-year-old son, Kaizen. He was also suffering from gunshot wounds. Luckily, he was still alive, and he was rushed to a local hospital. The community was absolutely devastated and shocked behind the news.
I haven't slept. It was terrifying, man.
A sleepless Saturday night for people living on Stockton's Blue Ridge Circle around 7 p.m.
Swarm of 20 police officers with their guns out.
The officers searching for 39-year-old Sim Jackson. When they found him,
So when officers approached this apartment, they were met with a 39-year-old suspect who fired multiple shots at officers. One officer discharged his weapon back at that suspect.
Police say the officers' bullets didn't hit anyone. The gunfire kicked off a nearly hour-and-a-half-long standoff.
It was reported that there were people inside that apartment, and so at that point it does become a barricaded / hostage situation. That suspect eventually did peacefully surrender.
Inside the apartment unit, a chilling discovery.
They did locate 2 young juveniles that were non-injured, and then they located 3 gunshot victims,
including a 26-year-old woman pronounced dead, a 30-year-old woman with non-life-threatening injuries, and an infant who was in critical but stable condition.
Everyone involved knew each other.
My son, he's 8 years old, so he kept asking what's going to happen. You know, all these sad, is today the last day?
But with violence so brazen and sudden,
they interacted with my kid, the sweet family.
Even the adults are left with questions.
I can understand gang violence, I can understand rivalries, I can understand accidents. This was not an accident. This was uncalled for, and those type of people deserve to be exactly where he is right now.
At his first court appearance, Sim basically confessed to the murder of Kiki, and her family spoke about the long road of recovery that baby Kaizen is facing.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Before I give some talk about it, let me just go to the next one.
A Stockton man accused of shooting 3 people, including a 1-year-old child, apologized to the victim's family in court today and made statements of guilt. 39-year-old Sim Jackson was arrested in connection with killing 1 woman, shooting another, and shooting a baby.
He's also accused of shooting at police during a standoff. This all happened over the weekend. KCRA 3's Anahita Jafari spoke exclusively with the family of the child who was shot.
And it's alleged that you intentionally and personally discharged him.
Why would he shoot a 20-month-old baby? You can be mad at the mother, anybody's mother, father, or whatever. That has nothing to do with the children.
This is baby Kaizen and his mother, 26-year-old Kiera Shepard, that was killed.
Any ideas on why he would ever shoot Kiera or the child?
He wanted his girlfriend back, and she didn't want to be with him. And Kiera and her was friends or whatever.
He was unwilling to accept that his partner had moved on and had another partner. He killed that new partner and then shot at her child as well.
He did mouth in there that he was not guilty of shooting the baby. And he's sorry. So that has us puzzled.
What do you want to do with your case? Guilty. If you get life in prison, want to talk to a lawyer? I'm not going to accept a guilty plea today at Rainbows. say. I talked to a lawyer and definitely guilty.
Don't say any more that might affect your defense.
Did you just shoot her, or did you purposely shoot my grandson, or was it an accident? Was he standing next to her, you know?
The child is in critical condition but stable.
We're still playing a waiting game, you know, from the head trauma. They said anytime there's head trauma, he can be there from, we cannot see a change from 3 days to 3 weeks. So, you know, he's a fighter. He's strong.
My heart truly goes out to Kiki's family, friends, and loved ones, and I'm hoping for a fast recovery for baby Kaizen. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out now. Once you are out, do not turn back.
Take a little commercial right quick.
Pass by until I die. Live the life of a boss player. Cause even when I'm high, fuck with me and get cross later. The future's in my eyes. Cause all I want is cash.
Y'all check out my girl Cassandra. She do lawn service. Now this man was crazy. He killed he underlined the boyfriend and the baby mama. But for the life of me, why would you shoot the baby? Why would you shoot the baby? Hey, Tori. Hey, Pap. Yeah, the babies are innocent. Why would you underlie? Why would you do that to a baby? Why would you do it to a baby? Yeah, Pap, I got you on that one, then the Pap. I've been all on your page, girl. You my co-host, of course. I got to represent what you do, lawn service and your income tax service, sister. You hear me? Yeah. But anyway, y'all check out Pap. Let's go, friend. I got you, girl. I got you. Yeah. But anyway, man, y'all get some help, please. Please help your friends. You know, we know, and I know, when you have domestic violence, you got to change your friends. Because your friends will tell him where you are, because he figured that you all are buddy. Yeah, it's bad, man. It done got worse than what it was. Appreciate you, DC. It done got worse than what it was, y'all. It's real bad. It's the rate for domestic violence is up there. The rate for domestic violence is very high. Very high. In case you got a friend that's scared to speak up, she can text or she can call this number right here. And we're going to give her some help. Or him some help. Don't just think it's women, y'all. It's not just women. We're talking about men's as well. Understand, men's as well. Put my banner back up here again. My disclaimer. Most definitely. Let's get back into y'all. Man, this is sad. Y'all get them restraining orders no matter what they tell you, but they're not a danger. I don't care what they say. They are a danger. It may not be a danger while I'm with you right now, while he with you. Oh, but he gets real ignorant. Let that be known. Record if you got to.
From the outside looking in, Jalen and Danielle's relationship seemed perfect. Jalen was a wonderful stepfather to Danielle's young daughter from a previous relationship, and he was an attentive, generous man to her. She would often tweet about how much he spoiled her and how he made different holidays special for her. The relationship was going so well that by 2023, the couple welcomed their first child together, a little baby girl named Soleil. This was Jalen's first child, and he was completely in love with his daughter. As with many relationships, after the birth of the couple's first child, things changed. The relationship became strained. And although it was never publicly confirmed, sources say Danielle was battling a severe case of postpartum depression. And many believe that her readings and practices had suddenly become dark and downright scary. People weren't sure if she was a true healer or if she was practicing witchcraft. By early 2024, everything in Danielle's life seemed to be taking a dark turn, and her relationship with Jalen was no different. The situation had become extremely toxic, and although police were never called to their home, neighbors say they often heard loud yelling coming from the couple's apartment. In the early morning hours of April 8th of 2024, police were called out to the 405 freeway on reports of an infant child and young girl being thrown out of a vehicle. When police arrived, they located a 9-year-old and an infant who had reportedly been run over by multiple vehicles. Unfortunately, the infant, later identified as 8-month-old Soleil, died at the scene due to major injuries. The 9-year-old, identified as Danielle's oldest child, also suffered major injuries, but she was still clinging to life and was immediately rushed to the hospital. 2 hours after the accident, a neighbor who'd heard Danielle and Jalen arguing in their apartment the night before called 911 after seeing blood in the hallway and by the couple's door. According to the neighbor, paramedics on the phone advised him to enter the apartment and check and see if anyone was injured. When he did, he found 29-year-old Jalen stabbed to death in the kitchen. Police later found tarot cards and black feathers strewn about the apartment. Police were able to piece together exactly what happened after speaking with Danielle's 9-year-old daughter, who survived. Based on her account, Danielle stabbed Jalen in the early morning hours of April 8th while he was on the couch sleeping. She tried to drag his body out of the apartment complex, but ultimately left him in the kitchen. She then drove out of the complex with her 2 children in the car, ramming through the gate. She slowed the car once she reached the 405 freeway, telling her oldest daughter to get out. When the 9-year-old, who was holding her 8-month-old baby sister, Soleil, in her arms, refused, Danielle pushed her out of the moving vehicle and into the middle of traffic. Danielle was then seen driving over 100 miles an hour on the Pacific Coast Highway before police responded to reports of a crashed car. They were able to identify her despite massive injuries, but ultimately she was pronounced dead at the scene.
That lady was evil, and you're right, Pep. You're right. It's in that community too. You're right. They have it in the community too. It's in our community, baby, everywhere. That's crazy, Pep. This here lady was out of her mind. She was off her rockers. What's going on,
Crushed
y'all?
Porsche Cayenne, the deadly end of a trail of violence. The mother behind the wheel, 34-year-old Danielle Johnson, taking her own life by slamming into a tree in Redondo Beach after allegedly killing 2 others, including her 8-month-old daughter, when she threw the infant and her 9-year-old sister out of the car on the freeway.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content. 29-year-old Jalen Chaney was vibrant, loving, generous, and silly. Considered a nerd by many, he loved Star Wars. He also loved science, weather, and reading. Jalen was a proud airman with the U.S. Air Force, and he served his country with pride, honor, courage, and dedication. He loved his job. He just loved traveling and getting stationed to new locations, like in 2020 when he was stationed in Italy for 18 months. Although it was hard to be away from family and loved ones, the opportunity to experience different cultures made the time away from home so worth it.
Go get him. Look this way, you guys.
Jalen was the second oldest out of 3 boys, but he played the role of big brother to everyone. He was so responsible and just downright motivated. He knew exactly where he was going in life and exactly how he was going to get there. His infectious smile and laughter touched everyone he came in contact with, from his high school classmates to his fellow airmen in Italy. Everybody loved and respected Jalen. Although Jalen spent a lot of time traveling,
Eventually, he found love when he met 34-year-old Danielle Johnson. Now, Danielle was a self-proclaimed recording artist and an astrologist who had built up a pretty large following on Twitter by offering readings and astrological advice under the name Danielle Ayoka. She also offered self-help healing sessions and energy cleansings for a fee. People loved her, and many described her as a skilled healer. Her Twitter following grew quickly, and by 2024, she had racked up more than 100,000 followers.
Crazy. So I come from like a line of medicine women, Cherokee medicine women. So like I was born a shaman, and so when I was a kid, I would see like shadows and stuff like that, and it was funny because like my grandparents were Christian, and so they taught me how to say my prayers, but then I remember being like 2 or 3, and I remember when I would say my prayers at night, I would visualize all of my like bad and scary thoughts going out the window so I could have a good night's sleep. I was already doing energy work. Like I didn't even know like that was like, and I already had intuition, like gut feelings and things like that. And I would have like dreams and things like that. So it just was something I've always had, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she had problems. Let's go to the next one, then we can talk.
Learning disturbing new details about a family tragedy with 3 deadly crime scenes. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter has more on the tragic timeline.
This crushed Porsche Cayenne, the deadly end of a trail of violence. The mother behind the wheel, 34-year-old Danielle Johnson, taking her own life by slamming into a tree in Redondo Beach after allegedly killing 2 others, including her 8-month-old daughter, when she threw the infant and her 9-year-old sister out of the car on the freeway.
The suspect slowed the vehicle and opened the passenger door for her daughter and then told her to get out of the car. And when the daughter didn't do that, she then forcibly pushed her out of the vehicle in the middle of the freeway while moving, while the 9-year-old was holding the 8-month-old baby.
The baby fell to the pavement and was struck and killed by a passing vehicle. The 9-year-old managed to make it to the shoulder with moderate injuries. Eyewitness News has learned the 9-year-old witnessed her mother stab her live-in boyfriend, 29-year-old Jalen Cheney, to death in their Woodland Hills apartment. Investigators say Johnson killed Cheney early Monday morning after a fight, then rammed the garage gate as she fled with her daughters. Detectives say a short time later, Johnson pushed the little girls out of her car on the 405 and drove away. Her final act, crashing into a tree at more than 100 miles per hour. Detectives still searching for a motive.
Leading up to the tragic events, police say Danielle's Twitter profile showed a series of frenzied posts referring to the solar eclipse as an apocalypse. And a few days before the murders, she retweeted a handful of posts and conspiracy theories about COVID-19. It appeared to many that Danielle was mentally struggling.
New at 10 tonight, we've learned that the suspect in this week's horrific murder-suicide was an online astrology influencer. Here's a look at her, who posted about the solar eclipse being the apocalypse.
A lot of our foundations as a society are toxic. They're ungrounded and they're unrealistic.
LAPD confirms Danielle Johnson, a.k.a. Danielle Ayoka, seen here on the Scotty and Sylvia show, was an astrology influencer on social media who was concerned about the eclipse.
Eclipses, there's more births, there's more deaths.
Leading up to the eclipse on Monday, Danielle, who went by the handle Mystic X Lipstick, made several alarming posts like these. Wake up, the apocalypse is here. And the eclipse is the epitome of spiritual warfare. She also reposted alerts that signaled this is the final warning. Something big is coming.
Wow. My heart truly goes out to Jalen and Soleil's family, friends, and loved ones. And my heart also goes out to Danielle's 9-year-old daughter, who not only had to witness her mother take a life, but who now also has to live with the fact that her mother attempted to kill her and actually did kill her baby sister. I cannot imagine the amount of therapy that it's going to take for this child to live a somewhat normal life going forward.
I'm gonna let that marinate on y'all for a minute. She wasn't drunk. Okay. Seemed like she had plenty of sense. What's up, Shank? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? What's going on, Shane? Her depression opened her up to demons. Can your depression open you up to demons like that, Pap? I've never heard that before. Cuckoo, buffer. Can your depression open up demons like that, Pap? I never heard that before. It's something new to me. Man. Right, Shane. Wow. Wow, yeah. Prayers to the daughter, man. That baby didn't stand a chance. Something was wrong with her. And I'm glad one of the daughters did survive. Something wrong with that lady. That lady had some problems, y'all. She had something inside her, something going on. And she talked about the astrology. And then there's right there is a prime example of a man being taken. A man being in domestic violence. That's a man. You know, we all hear about women and I'll hear about women all the time. Yet depression lower your vibrations. Oh, I didn't know that. That's a man. That's a man in part of domestic violence. It wasn't a woman this time. It was a man.
Walking in my purpose, can nobody stop me? Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key.
Gotta be cautious, one slip of caution. Be my guardian angel, baby, go and watch me. I think I lost, this shit gon'
On September 12th of 2024, Jalen was having a birthday party for her oldest daughter, whom was turning 6. As the festivities settled down for the evening, guess who showed up? Yep, her baby father, Jalen, uninvited and unannounced, talking about he was coming to bring his daughter a present. Jalen told her baby father that he could give his daughter the present, but he was not welcome inside of her home. And that's when all hell broke loose. As her baby father attempted to make entry into her home, Jalen's new boyfriend stepped up and began arguing with him. And that's when witnesses say the baby father went to his vehicle to retrieve a gun. Jalen's new boyfriend suspected something was up, so he went to the kitchen and retrieved his own gun. But before he could return to the doorway, the baby father, the male Jalen, had already begun shooting inside of the home. Unfortunately, the female Jalen was shot in the face, trying to grab her children and take them to safety. Her boyfriend began returning fire, but it was too late. Jalen lay deceased in the doorway of her home in front of her 2 small kids. It was later revealed that Jalen was 10 weeks pregnant and expecting her first child with her new boyfriend. After the shooting, witnesses say the male Jalen continued to yell outside of the home, telling the new boyfriend to come outside, saying, "Come outside so we can finish what we started. We can end this right now." But eventually, he got in his vehicle and he sped off.
There's little evidence today at this townhome where a birthday celebration was interrupted last night by deadly gunfire. Houston police say a woman identified by her family as Jalen Easterling was throwing the party for one of her 2 young children when she was fatally shot multiple times in front of the kids, her boyfriend, and others.
Oh man, my heart dropped. I was terrified. It was loud and it sounded like it was going into my home.
Felicia Adams and her 2 children were in the adjoining townhome when she heard shouting seconds before witnessing the shooting and the suspect.
Because he was angry. He was shouting and screaming.
Police believe the suspect left the scene in a white Chevy Tahoe. He's a man they and Easterling's family believe is the father of her children with whom she's had issues.
We've had calls here in the past about some disturbances over child custody.
Adams says she's willing to help whenever he's in custody.
I know they know who he is, and I hope that I can identify him correctly so that way we can go ahead and start bringing this to justice.
And at this point, HPD not identifying or confirming the name of the suspect, but again, they believe they know who they're looking for. Last seen again in a white Chevy Tahoe, of course.
Jalen's family was absolutely devastated, and her grandmother spoke with reporters about the impact the loss has had on Jalen's 2 small children.
There was not a part 1. I looked and looked and looked and I looked and looked. I went down through the whole videos. I mean, it's not part 1. But I just want to say, do some people don't have signs when things like this happen? Is there not signs you see before this come out? I mean, don't get me wrong. We all miss signs. These people they're crazy. We all miss the signs. But how long do it take for you to miss these signs? That man had been crazy, and then she was pregnant by somebody else. Jealousy, jealous baby daddy, perhaps. I would say. You don't know what you're getting nowadays. You think you're being loved, and the people can fool you. People play a good persona. They can put a good suit on, a suit to fool you, until you get way deep out in there, and then they think they got you. Now I can start doing what I want to do. And they first they're gonna try to fight you, whatever. And I guess the way you react is the way they feel like, yeah, I got him. Yeah, I got her. I got her. Yeah, I got her. It's crazy. This why I tried to make people laugh. I know it's right. Tori. It is science. It's science. But but sometimes we miss them because sometimes we like the way they treat us. They treat us good. They buy us things and things like that. Yeah. We fall into the gifts that they give you. And start giving you gifts. Them gifts is them sorry gifts. Forgive me gifts. When you see gifts, when things like that happen, those are gifts that people giving you to keep you quiet. So you won't say nothing. See what I'm saying? Those are gifts, that make you forget. Make you feel like, when they say I'm sorry, you be like, okay, I know you're sorry. Don't worry about it. I forgive you. You're going to start cooking and cleaning, washing dishes, folding clothes, giving a little extra at nighttime, and making you feel real good. And then cut down the line again, it happened again. It happens again. And this time, it's worse than the first time. You think I'm lying? Don't try it. But it's true.
Only on Fox here tonight, a grandmother is speaking out in hopes of bringing justice for her granddaughter, who police say was killed by her child's father.
Jalen Whitlock was allegedly shot and killed by her child's father, Jalen Foreman, on their daughter's birthday, September 12th.
The ending of it is he killed my granddaughter in front of his children, making them instant orphans.
Whitlock and Foreman were no longer together, but were always in contact. Family says they always put their best foot forward to raise their 3- and 6-year-old girls.
Jalen Foreman was an excellent daddy in the beginning. He was an excellent boyfriend. Now, I'm not going to take that from him because he did that. He was an excellent father. But when the relationship changed, then all of this stuff went on.
Whitlock and Foreman were separated, and Whitlock had been in a new relationship for a year and was expecting her 3rd child with her new boyfriend. As for how this is impacting the 2 girls, the 3-year-old, she reenacts the scene.
She lays down and shows you how her mother was. She will tell you, my daddy killed my mommy. And when he shot my mommy in the head, she fell like this, and she falls. And then the blood was coming out of my mommy's mouth.
And the 6-year-old is left asking questions.
Like she wanted to have a birthday, but then she don't. Because my daddy killed my mommy on my birthday, Granny. Why on my birthday? What do I say? I just gotta let them say what they need to say.
Jalen Foreman was arrested 3 days after the shooting and charged with murder. He is currently in custody awaiting trial.
At this hour, the man accused of shooting and killing a woman outside of a child's birthday party is now in custody. Court documents show that 27-year-old Jalen Foreman was arrested yesterday afternoon. He's charged with murder in connection to the shooting on Loxley Drive in Northeast Houston last Thursday.
My heart truly goes out to Jalen's family, friends, and loved ones, especially her 2 baby girls. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out now.
What did she say? Anything different than Perp say? Get out. Make your plan. Get away. I'm thinking that he may have been jealous, y'all. I'm thinking he may have been jealous. Yeah, you missed some of the red flags. You missed the red flags. You do. You missed the red flags. Yeah, pal. That's right. You don't forget. You don't forget. I'm thinking that he was jealous, y'all. They were separated for over a year. She got pregnant by her new boyfriend. And I'm thinking that he got jealous. That's what I'm thinking. He couldn't take it so that another man's with his girlfriend and his 2 kids. But I'm like the baby. Why? Why, Granny? Why on my birthday? Why have he could not pick any day besides her birthday to make it memorable? Yeah, and to make it memorable. And you see how the grandmother say how the girl act. My dad shot my mama in the head, and she felt like this. Why, Granny, on my birthday? And do you not know that's gonna be in that baby eyes for a long time? She would never forget that. That baby right there is gonna need some counseling. And I hope they can get the best counseling they can get for her, because she's gonna need a whole lot. She may need a lifetime counseling. That may affect her when she get older. She might lose her mind, go to some kind of depression, some kind of mental illness. Man, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep right there. That's deep. Y'all get away. Get away. Let me go up and show this right here one more time, so y'all can get it together. Show this list. Support victims of domestic violence. Support victims of domestic violence. Domestic violence picked up in when C-19 came out. It picked up. Now with the presidential things that's going on, it has gotten worse. It's gotten bad. It's the tension. The tension is real bad in homes. Real bad. Really bad. Really bad. Yes, it is one of the 7 signs, Tori. You sure right. It sure is. One of the 7 signs. Yes, indeed. Man, sometimes you just never know what life holds. So sometimes you got to hold your life the correct way so you can go the correct way. But when you get fools like that, I say there are signs. There are signs. I would post some signs on my community wall. And you can go to my community wall. There are signs on there, probably way down, but I do have signs. I got community. I got on my community wall. I got posters about domestic violence, firearm violence, missing kids, parents, everything like that on my community wall. Y'all check my community wall up. I don't just post anything. I post things that's knowledgeable on my community wall that's needed for domestic violence and things like that, and firearm violence.
Tensions running high in a Houston courtroom today. A huge fight broke out following the sentencing of a man who killed a 16-year-old girl back in 2022.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez was a kind and gentle soul, yet she was outspoken and had no problem telling you exactly what it was. She was extremely loving and down to earth, but she had a silly side as well. Diamond was beautiful both inside and out. Like a lot of high school girls her age, she loved makeup and hair. It was her passion, and she planned on going to cosmetology school as soon as she graduated high school. As a sophomore, Diamond was an honor student, and she was also involved in multiple extracurricular activities like volleyball, basketball, all the things. And yet, somehow, she still found time to get caught up in the teenage dating game. Diamond was in a relationship with 17-year-old Franklin DeLeon. The two appeared to have a typical teenage puppy love relationship. In the beginning, things were good. But as time went on, Diamond began to notice Franklin's wandering eye. As a young 17-year-old boy, he loved the ladies. Diamond always had suspicions that Franklin was a playboy, but it wasn't confirmed until the beginning of January 2022. That's when Diamond found out that Franklin was two-timing her and had a whole nother girlfriend. She was devastated. There's nothing like the pain of finding out your first love is cheating on you. Diamond decided to deal with the issue head on, and she confronted Franklin. He denied, of course, and he begged her to meet him at a park so that they could talk face to face and discuss everything. She agreed, and it was the very worst decision that she ever could have made. On January 11th of 2022 at about 9 p.m., Diamond told her family that she was going outside to walk the family dog. A short time later, her family heard gunshots, and before they knew it, the family dog had returned home without Diamond. Her family immediately knew something was wrong, so they went out to look for her. They finally located her in their neighborhood park, laying face down in the grass. They tried to save her, but it was too late. Diamond had been shot in the back 22 times. Franklin DeLeon was arrested less than a week later.
Remember that, y'all? We talked about teenage domestic violence. I said it was from the age of 16, didn't I? He was 17 years old. 17 years old. Let's continue, but we don't know why. Let's continue. Dang.
The family of a 16-year-old shot and killed in a Southwest Houston park is one step closer to justice. Diamond Alvarez was walking her dog when she was shot 22 times. Investigators accuse her ex-boyfriend, 17-year-old Frank De Leon, of shooting Diamond. Alvarez's mother tells KPRC2 that he was the first and only person she suspected of murdering her daughter.
17-year-old Frank De Leon is behind bars tonight, charged with murder in the shooting death of 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez. Police say he shot her 22 times last Tuesday while she was out walking her dog near her home in Southwest Houston. Diamond's mother came out to her daughter's memorial today and remembered the moment she found her.
When I was here with my daughter alone and kissing her, I heard a voice. I heard her voice telling me the name, like repeated the name and the name and the name. And when they asked me, I just blurted out the name. I screamed and I said, it's him. He was just angry at my daughter. It wasn't love. It wasn't a breakup. He was angry at my daughter.
Investigators say De Leon was in a relationship with Diamond and another young woman. When Diamond found out, she and De Leon met at the field on Park Manor Street. And that's when investigators say De Leon shot her 22 times and took off running.
I want the death penalty. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want him in there. I want him to rot in jail. I loved everything about my daughter. Like I said, I don't regret it. That I'm in peace. Because I gave him all the kisses, I gave her all the kisses, all the hugs, and I have to be strong. I am not, I can't break right now. I can't. This is not over.
Diamond's family was absolutely devastated, but they were relieved that Franklin was arrested. However, just 2 days after his arrest, his bail was set at $250,000, and Franklin posted bond, causing outrage among Diamond's family. And Diamond's mother had no problem telling reporters exactly how she felt about the judge, the prosecutor, and Frank.
I received a call 2 hours ago.
letting me know that Frank was going to be free again. Why? I'm tired of this system. Who's respecting my daughter? Who's behind us? The judge is not, the DAs are not, no one is. Who's defending me? Who's defending my daughter? I'm tired. I need Frank to rot in prison, in jail, just like my daughter is rotting right now. I'm tired. I'm done.
With a complete lack of trust in the court system and fear for their own safety, knowing that Franklin was out on the streets, Diamond's family still managed to honor her in a beautiful homegoing service and burial.
A community determined to give a 16-year-old girl a proper burial. When the hearse carrying Diamond Alvarez wouldn't start, her loved ones lifted the casket themselves, carrying it all the way to the gravesite.
Family and friends looking for some sort of closure. You can take a look. This is video from just hours ago from when that funeral was held. Dozens of people in red shirts, which I'm told was Diamond's favorite color, with the hashtag Justice for Diamond. Now family and friends carrying the casket themselves with a mariachi band playing as they laid the 17-year-old to rest. I spoke with a close friend of Diamond who asked us not to show her face. She shared her thoughts on the kind of person Diamond was.
She was just a ray of sunshine. That's all she was. She didn't harm no one. She didn't do nothing wrong to no one. And for someone to do just that, that's just cruel, honestly. And they took a joyful life out of a good world.
Now, Diamond's alleged boyfriend, Frank DeLeon, charged with her murder, is currently out of jail, posting his $250,000 bond. That really was another message that we heard out here today from family and friends calling for justice in the criminal justice system. They say that they're not stopping until justice for Diamond is served.
I'm going to say this before I go to the next video. Part 3. Y'all, if my kid did something like that, God forbid, if my kid, I don't know about nobody else, but my kid did something like that, I would not go get his butt out of jail. He would sit there. He was sick, 22 times. He was trying to get rid of her. That is teenage domestic violence. I talk about it all the time. Sound like he's angry. She broke up with him 22 times. But he had got another girlfriend though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's pitiful. Oh, Tori, I'm sorry. It's sad, y'all. That's why I say we got to be careful about who our kids date. We got to watch. We got to watch them people, y'all. Quick commercial.
I don't even know what's about to happen next, but I'm already thanking God for what he's about to do. I can feel his hands around me, and I can feel him telling me just to my course stay true.
All right there, y'all. Don't forget, y'all, Perp Go, come on and hang out with me, y'all. Come on and hang out with me. Come on and hang out with me, yeah. I'm doing my thing, y'all. I lost a few pounds, y'all. Let's see here.
Reporting.
Thankfully, Franklin got exactly what he deserved when he accepted a plea deal in October of 2023. During the victim impact statements, all hell broke loose when Diamond's family not only told Franklin how they felt about him, but showed him exactly how they felt.
I tell you, what we saw in court was something that I had never actually seen before. The type of outburst at one point, both the victim's mother and the suspect's mother were fighting in front of the judge as Diamond Alvarez's uncle then came in to punch the defendant. Our cameras were rolling as all of that trouble started. Ana Machado, Diamond's mother, finished her impact statement. She called DeLeon a monster and said his mother had raised a monster. Then she walked toward DeLeon as the bailiffs restrained her. Diamond's uncle then rushed in from the gallery and attacked Frank DeLeon. As bailiffs were dealing with that, DeLeon's mother, his mother, comes in and she started pushing Diamond Alvarez's mom. That fight lasted for just a few minutes before finally order was restored. The judge ordered the courtroom to be cleared. All of this happened after Frank DeLeon had pled guilty to murder charges, agreeing to spend 45 years in prison for the shooting of 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez. He is not.
Franklin got exactly what he deserved. He will spend the next 45 years in prison, thinking about the life that he took and the beatdown that followed. My heart truly goes out to Diamond's family, and I hope they got even just the smallest amount of satisfaction knowing that a little street justice was served up in court that day. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out. Once you are out, do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life.
Just be thankful for what you got.
So my question is, was the parents wrong by the way they reacted? Oh my bad, I seen them. Okay. Yeah, most definitely, Terry. You know, I'm gonna re-put the signs back on my community wall about this domestic violence because it's bad. It has picked up, y'all. It's real bad, and I don't know what it. All I can do is just keep trying to post and help people to notice what's going on. Keep putting the word out there about domestic violence. See.
Thankfully, Franklin.
So that my bad. I'm just keep putting it out there about domestic violence. Get your restraining order. I've been through it. I get alerts on my phone. I get email alerts on my email. They notify me anything go on. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, they were high. Yeah, they were high. Thank you, Sarah. When your energy be high like that, you go to court. I mean, sometimes I feel like you should have taught your kid better. You 22 times is just too many. And when somebody shoots you more than one time, the law say when somebody shoot you more than one time, it's personal. The books say when somebody shoots you more than one time, it's personal. He shot her 22 times, and that was very, very personal. He was mad. She broke up with him. Most of these shows about people being jealous and being mad about something, and they upset about something, or I don't understand. Just if you mad about the relationship, just leave. Don't go back. Cut all ties. Friends. Change everything. Move around. And then when you in the domestic violence, a man be threatening you like that, it's time you pack up and go. It's time to go. Tell your parents, your mom or dad, if they single parents, your brothers, sisters, your homegirls, let them know. So they'll know how to, move as well. Because sometimes some fools be so mad, like this show earlier, they'll unalive you and your friends. They got to be careful. They can be stalking them. Yeah, they can be stalking them. Don't even know it. They can be hunting them, trying to find out where they at. That's why I say it's time to get new friends. It's time to get out of that. Start looking for your safe haven. Start saving your coins up. Move the correct way. Yeah, move the correct way. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Seek shelter. They got shelters for women in domestic violence and men for domestic violence. They got shelters for people like that.
Murdered in her home this morning.
And tonight, her live-in boyfriend, 27-year-old Christopher Scarborough, is in the Cobb County Jail, charged with her murder.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. Marietta, Georgia is a city northwest of Atlanta. Known as a suburb, it offers residents with a perfect mix between urban life and suburban life. Marietta has been said to be one of the very best places in Georgia. With its many restaurants and parks and a decent school system, it was the perfect place for a young single mother to raise her family. 24-year-old Ziana Graham was absolutely gorgeous. She had a smile and eyes that could light up an entire room. Her laugh was infectious, and if you ever had the opportunity to be in her presence, you would see her zest for life was absolutely unmatched. Originally from Vallejo, California, she moved to Marietta, Georgia as a teen after getting involved in drugs and the wrong crowd. Once in Georgia, she started to get her life on track. But like many young girls, she loved and craved attention from the opposite sex. And by the time she was 16, she was pregnant with her very first child. She did marry her child's father, and the two welcomed a second baby shortly after. But the family life and marriage didn't last long. Going into a marriage so young and having children in the mix so soon was stressful, and the pressure was way too much for the couple to bear, so they split. Ziana quickly moved on with her life, and within a year of the split from her husband, she had met someone new and became pregnant with her third child. Now, her and this guy, they were never really in a committed relationship, so they stopped seeing each other almost immediately after that third child was born. And although Ziana was heartbroken, she once again picked up the pieces and moved on quickly. She was truly looking for love in all the wrong places. But she still had a yearning for love, so she quickly fell into another situationship and became pregnant with her fourth child. Unfortunately, history repeated itself, and by the time Ziana was 24, she found herself single again, but this time with 4 children to care for. After that fourth child, Ziana had enough. She finally decided to put relationships and love to the side and just focus on being a mother. She had 4 mouths to feed, so she picked up a part-time job working for a local contractor. She was painting the interior of homes and apartments. She was finally on the right path. She was living in her single girl era, and she was loving it.
I got a question before I go to the next one. How many kids do you have before you decide to move? And then why do you have a baby by every man that you meet? I'm waiting for some answers from my people, my knowledgeable people in the chat. Was she looking for a daddy? Then when she finally woke up, she got 4 kids. 4 babies. 4 babies. It's a dog. I heard a dog bark. It's a dog outside barking. My window down. Yeah, them living boyfriends ain't good, y'all. They got better have their own place. They come over there, give you a little bit. You go to his house, give him a little bit. You come up to your own stuff. Something attention to something going on. But attention now. So you got 4 kids. And then you quick to have them. Bam, 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 bam. Back to back. And then when you think you're happy with that man leave you. And then like you said, the lady said, history repeated itself. It did again with the next man. Now she got 4 kids. Now she want to wake up. What the hell? She was in a lot of wrong places, y'all. You right, Pep. She was in a lot of wrong places, y'all. Man.
Murdered in her home this morning.
And tonight.
Wrong one, my bad.
But just when she was getting used to being alone, she fell hard and fast for her boss, the local contractor, 27-year-old Christopher Scarborough. Now, although Ziana wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship, Christopher had everything she ever wanted in a man. He seemed to be family-oriented. He had his own business. He was a hard worker. He had goals and plans. And in the beginning, he was perfect in her eyes. But as time went on, he started to show his true colors, his controlling nature. There were numerous domestic abuse calls to the home. But on August 23rd of 2018, the relationship reached a boiling point. The day started off as normal until Christopher received a Facebook message notifying him that Xana had terminated a pregnancy. Now that's just crazy. Even if you did know that information, why would you send it to someone in a Facebook message? Somebody was just being messy. In any case, Christopher had knew that Xana was pregnant by him at one point, but she told him that she suffered a miscarriage. He had no idea that in reality, Xana had no intentions of keeping that child, and she terminated the pregnancy intentionally. She already had 4 children with 3 different men. Having another child was the very last thing on her mind. When Christopher confronted Xana about the information that he had learned, she told the truth. She confessed. She told him, look, I don't want any more kids. I already have 4 kids. I already have 3 different baby fathers that I'm dealing with. Children are just not in my plans right now. So the two began to argue. And the argument just escalated and escalated until Christopher put his hands around Xana's neck and strangled her until she stopped breathing. He applied so much pressure that the medical examiner determined Xana suffered a cervical fracture of her spine. I mean, he literally just lost it. So according to police records, after Chris killed Xana, he fled the home and he made a call to 911 requesting a welfare check at her address. Once police found Xana deceased and interviewed her oldest child, they learned the truth about the events of that evening. Xana's oldest son reportedly told police that Christopher does bad things to his mother and now he killed her. Police immediately arrested Christopher and charged him with murder.
Man, it's good. It's good your kids can talk. It's good. I wonder how he think he gonna get away with that when them babies know how to talk. They know him personally. They have seen him. They have spent time with this man. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is my first. I want y'all to know this is my first time seeing these videos. Right along with you all. Let's go to the next one.
Truly a heartbreaking story for the family as well as for those in the community. Neighbors and relatives reportedly saw the couple in heated argument, and it was loved ones who called police after growing concern for this mother's well-being. When police got to the home, she was already dead. Marietta police say they were called to this home on Bonnydale Drive for a welfare check early Thursday morning.
When we entered the house, tragically, we did find a woman who had been strangled as a result of an ongoing domestic dispute.
Detectives say 24-year-old Xana Graham was strangled to death by her live-in boyfriend, 27-year-old Christopher Gene Scarborough. Police say at least one of her 4 children was home at the time when she was murdered.
The kids always were playing outside.
Neighbor Keith Detweiler is used to seeing Graham's 4 children jumping on this trampoline.
I would say anybody that loses a mother or a grandmother or family member, I'd say it's pretty bad. I'd say it's tragic at that point.
Scarborough has a history of violent behavior. According to these 2018 court documents, in one case, the warrant states he struck a man in the face, causing injuries. On another occasion, police were called after Scarborough allegedly headbutted another woman.
Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved in this tragedy.
Marietta police are taking it a step further, pleading with anyone who witnesses signs of abuse.
If you're the one watching this, if you know someone who may be in a situation that they shouldn't be, that it could be an abusive relationship, please, the life you could be saving could be theirs. Reach out to your local law enforcement. Ask us to just go check and make sure that everyone's okay. Certainly we're not trying to pry on anyone's relationship, but we want to prevent a tragedy like this from happening.
On May 7th of 2021, Christopher Scarborough pleads guilty to murder and is sentenced to life in prison, as he should be. What an absolutely devastating case. Xana didn't deserve this. She definitely didn't deserve to lose her life in that way. My heart goes out to her loved ones, especially her children. Police say all 4 of them were present at the time of the murder. You can only imagine the lifelong scar that has been left on those babies. Absolutely devastating.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is a lot. This is a lot. And it's crazy. So,
But T-Mobile home internet took it to the...
I want to ask you all. I'm going to give y'all a second. All of these ladies that's been involved in these stories that I just showed tonight, what is the one thing? The one thing. What is the one thing have you noticed about them? Tori said, he tried to get away with it. Yeah. Why those mirrors out? I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Right, your same pair. So I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. I'm gonna go to another commercial, but I'm gonna come back. I want y'all to tell me why. What did y'all see about all those stories about those? What did y'all notice about all those ladies? Okay, so let me see what y'all said in the chat. Thank y'all. And please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I sure appreciate it. Yes, they are all the same parent. Yes, yes. They all did have kids. Yes, they did. Sorry. They were unalive in front of their children. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Them living boyfriends, y'all. Them living boyfriends. What I tell y'all about them jokers? What did Perp tell y'all about them jokers? What do I tell y'all about them no good jokers? Man. Yeah, they were. Yeah. What I tell you about them jokers living in y'all houses? Let them keep staying on their mammy's couch. Yeah. And they had that one crazy lady now. I don't know what her problem was. Now she unalived her boyfriend. Now that was domestic violence right there on a man. And I'm glad that I found that video. And then there was another with the teenage domestic violence. I'm glad I found that video because we talk about teenage domestic violence. We talk about male domestic violence because it's not the only just women, it's male as well. And yeah, each one of these ladies were beautiful, beautiful women, gorgeous, pretty women. Could have any man they want to have. And that also cause a part, like I was saying, jealousy. Jealousy played a big role, man. Even the man had the kids. If you got kids with a woman, why in the world do you want to be jealous? Why? Why? You should have been there taking care of your business. You could still been there with your kids. Yeah, go live with that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, little punks go live with their mamas. You're right. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Y'all, please quit letting these men move in with y'all. You don't know these men. Quit marrying men so fast. Hey, sometimes you got to do a background check on a fella. You understand me? And they all were young women. They were all young. They didn't say about none of them being the age of 40 in the 40s. They were all young black women, black children, black men. In our community, there is a lot of domestic violence. When you hear something going on in your neighbor house and they ain't sounding right, you get enough phone call 911. Don't wait you see blood outside the doggone door and decide to call 911. And then I wouldn't, don't get me wrong. I know we all say we'll do this, we'll do that. But there is no way the operator told me to go inside that doggone apartment when that young man was on that floor unalive. I couldn't have went up in there, y'all. I couldn't have did it. No, Yeah, that one girl. Yeah, she was. The first one showed, yeah. Now the teenage girl, yeah, and the boy, yeah, they was Hispanic, yeah. Yeah. If an operator tell you go inside, you gonna put your hands on the door and go inside and look, and you not knowing if the perpetrator, still inside the apartment or not. What would y'all would have told the operator? I'm waiting for comments because I want to laugh. Y'all can make me laugh. You show this tired, baby. You show right, baby. Sarah said, no way. I would tell that man, that woman, look here, lady, look here, sir, mister. Now I called 911. Now I reported what I heard and what I seen. But there is no way in heaven and earth I'm gonna go up in that house and put my hand on nothing. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to know nothing. That's why I called you. Y'all gonna do y'all job. I ain't gonna be able to do it, but I will stand outside and make sure nobody don't go in and go out. Yeah, that's what I would say. What would y'all have said? Seriously, I would tell the operator, have someone else to go look. I know that's right, Sarah. I would say the same thing. I ain't gonna be able to do it. You got the address and you know the direction to get here. Mister, get here fast, and I mean quick, fast. Not fast, quick, fast, and hurry, but quick, fast. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, again, there are safe haven places in your area. There are shelters in your area. There are domestic survivors in your area will give you a safe haven. There's resources they have for domestic violence. You can go to my community wall, I have plenty of resources. You know, they have advocates for domestic violence, and I am an advocate for domestic violence. I am a domestic violence survivor. If y'all see a friend that need help, don't sit there and look and laugh. Let them vent. Don't judge. Put no judgment out. And when I say let them vent, I don't say talk when they're talking. Just sit there and just give them that ear. Don't need no face expression. To show a love expression in your heart and just show that, you know, that empathy that they look on your face, like, you know, you care and you want to listen, you want to know, and you do want to know. So you will know what happened, what go on, if something do in case do happen. But get that restraining order. The restraining order is very important to get. If they feel like that man not a menace to society, let them know, oh yeah, he's a menace to society. You got to get your video to get your proof. Do that. Nowadays, do not let a man stay with you. Forget them boyfriends. Keep sleeping in the garage, in your mama den, or on the front porch, or the patio, or in the hammock, whatever, the closet, where you can lay your head. Keep laying there. You've been doing just fine all this time until you met me, and won't bring yourself into my house and what I want to say, come in and disturb my peace of my house. Every man, every woman energy you bring to your house to live with you is not the right energy. They don't bring right energy with you. So I called 911. Y'all get your ass out here. Chris said, I'll wait. I ain't kill trouble, y'all, because I handle my business. I'm the Mrs. Survivor. I was like, hey, man, you show this, my sister. Face, let them vent. But they have to listen also, they do. And when they get through venting, you give them that hug. You give them that hug and let them know I'm here. But make sure that friend is not the same friends with your man when you was in a relationship. Make sure he don't know where they stay. If you got to move. There are shelters and places and resources to help you pack your stuff up, and will give you the resources to move somewhere else where they don't know where you are. Change jobs. You can change job, transfer somewhere else in the same job. If not, look for another job, anything. Your life is very, very, very important. And always make a document what go on. Always notify the police. It got to make sure you document it. Let somebody know or document what's going on. I miss it when people are concerned about me. They recognize it. Yeah, people care. But people gotta let people know. You got to let people know. You just gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to CK Ladies of Generation. That's over there with women's talk show, a women environment show. Where we're gonna be going on cruises and over there. CK Ladies Generation is gonna be our name of a channel, but the ladies, our name of our tribe gonna be Butterfly Queens. That's the name of our lady tribe. We go on cruises, take trips, and meet for coffee dates and picnics. The name of our tribe will be Butterfly Queens. Butterfly Queens will be the name of our tribe when we go out to places, put it on our shirts, Butterfly Queens. I put on a poster, y'all won't forget. That's the name of our tribes as women when we go out and do events and parades and things like that. We are the Butterfly Queens. What do y'all think about that name? You like it, Sarah? I like it too. Butterfly Queens. So when we go out to shows and stuff and theaters and museums and things like that, and historic parks and things like that, and to the river walks and things like that. Like I said, our shirts would say Butterfly Queens. That's the name of our tribe when we go out, Butterfly Queens. So I'll also make a post of that as well. I'll make a post of that as well. Yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, yeah, I just want to go ahead and put the awareness out for domestic violence, y'all. It's important. I've been through domestic violence. I know how it is. I know what it is. I understand it. I hate it. If you're in Texas, I guess you're in domestic violence, contact me or Pap. We can see what we can do for you as well. Y'all know my email is vinoentertainmenttv@gmail.com. You can find me over at Vino at TikTok. You can find me over at Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group as well about firearm violence and domestic violence, and also show a little love and things like that. We show support over on the channel. Also in the morning times, I will be doing workouts. I haven't been late because it's been kind of chilly. I won't be going tomorrow workout because I have an appointment tomorrow. I hope I get released from the doctor, so I hope that turned out really well. Y'all subscribe to Tari. Y'all subscribe to Hood Talk, that boy DC, and subscribe to CK Ladies of Generations. And again, we are the Butterfly Queens. And so the only thing we got to do next, y'all, is pick our color out. All right. And we'll do that together on the show. That's cool, but I'm not a queen. I know, but I'll support y'all. Right. But also, Tori, DC got that Hood Talk with DC, and that's a man's show. Basically, all for men's. Basically, I'll be in the chat, where y'all can do things as well, cigar shop, lounges, and things like that. And y'all have y'all little thing going through. Y'all check out Hood Talk with that boy DC and get him some more subscribers so he can go ahead and go live, y'all. Y'all just go ahead and support that young man and get him out there. And y'all make sure y'all support CK Generations because we're doing things there as well. I on the community wall over there, I got things for you can have fun with your kids. I got things about your health, recipes, things like that. different memes, support women's memes, empowerment memes. I got videos, empowerment videos over there. So y'all make sure I check the videos out. When I last looked, I had 32 subscribers, and I need more. So please go ahead and give me up to 50 so I can go live over there as well. Please, I sure appreciate it. And y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe my video, y'all, because you all know, and I know as well. No matter how you feel about me and whatever you say, my show is based on domestic violence, and that's my reason for being here. You understand me? That's the reason. That's right. That's right, sir. Write that down, sir, right there. A screenshot there. That's what it's going to be. And we're going to pick our colors out. That's right. We're going to pick our colors out. But y'all men's. Well, y'all men can sit back, go to cigar lounges, talk, football games, or whatever, bars or whatever. Y'all subscribe to DC Hood Talk. You know, get that young man up to 50 subscribers so y'all he can go live. You know, y'all can sit around and talk like men's. You know what I'm saying? You know, chill out, you know, enjoy yourselves. No women, you know, men's like to vent. You know, sometimes when domestic violence be so bad, it's because a man need to vent. He need to vent to somebody, to another man. And you be surprised what other man need to vent as well, like you need to vent. And a man be surprised about what men have the same issues that he have as well. And he be glad to have those issues talk with another man who understand what he's going through with, without being judged by another woman. And I don't want to hear that you don't know nothing. You know how we get sassy sometimes. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, right? Right. And also, that's why I got the CK Ladies of Generations, where we sometimes we know men don't want to hear our problems and stuff, and men don't want to go shopping with us. That's why I best put us in the sales up that's going on sales and things like that. You know, for us to go out and run to things like that. You know, come talk to us. You know, you can vent on the CK Ladies of Generation. No bullying, no judgment. You know, because I'm not the judge or the jury. I'm just being the friend. You know what I'm saying? Also, where you can vent. You know, some people need to vent. Too many kids. Now, y'all remember one show we seen where this lady was just going crazy. She was going off on kids, and she kept on saying, "Call your daddy, call your daddy." That lady needed to talk to somebody. She didn't have nobody to understand and hear her what she was going through. And see, that's what CK Ladies Generations is about. Loves women supporting other women, women empowerment other women, and it's gonna happen. We're going on coffee date, picnics. I already got my schedule already done, so I'm just getting ready so I can just go live, so I can put it out there so we gotta have us some fun, let some tension off, do some bowling, go coffee dates, picnics, have some fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got scheduled already. So that's what I'm planning on doing as Ladies of CK Generations. CK Ladies Generation. So y'all subscribe to that channel. I sure would appreciate it. So anybody got anything I need to put? I need to drop the link. Anybody want to say anything for get up out of here? Because I really appreciate a good night, good live. I hope I can reach someone. You know, I hope you can reach someone. If you know someone, I hope you can reach them with the number. If they just want to talk, if they need a safe haven, they're in Dallas, Texas, need some resources, I'm here. Again, my email is Vino Entertainment TV at gmail.com. You can also email me also at CK Ladies of Generation at gmail.com as well. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. So I'll be back again on Friday with another video, and I'll be back again on Sunday. So yeah, y'all show y'all girls some love. Share my live, y'all. Share my live. Put it out there, y'all. If you was here, you know it's a good live. It was good. That's right. That's right. That's right. And y'all quit moving these jokers in. If you got to, do a background check. Do a background check. Got to worry about the safety of your kids. I don't care if he ain't did nothing about 30 years. I don't care. It was 2 years. That's too much. Do a background check. When you got kids, do a background check. When you're a single lady, and you be out there and you date and your man get jealous because he been fell in love and you ain't in love. Yeah, get that background check. Yeah, get that restraining order. No matter what the judge say, but he's not a threat. He don't show them the harm any threat right now. Yeah, he's nice in court. I don't care don't show on 3. I still need that protection order. With that protection order, it gives you the right to move and break your lease. Again, with that protection order, it gives you the right to move to a new location, secure, quiet location. The lease can be broken and will not be held against you. Okay? There are also resources. Check into your resources in your city and state. Check to see if your job transfer. If you want to move to another city that you got your job can be located in the same city that you're thinking about moving to because of the domestic violence. I ain't gonna preach, but anyway, I'm gonna get up off of y'all not start talking. Oh yeah. Did I show it a while ago? Let me show it again before I get up off here.
Pass by until I die. Live the life of a boss player. Cause even when I'm high, fuck with me and get cross later. The future's in my eyes. Cause all I want is cash.
That's Cassandra. Y'all check her out, y'all. You in Dallas, Texas, she do lawn service, y'all. Y'all check my girl out, y'all. Yeah. How many people do y'all know is a black-owned businesswoman that do landscaping? She ain't hired nobody to do it for her. She said, I'm gonna kick back and eat her pancakes. She ain't hired nobody. She is doing it herself. How many people do y'all know black-owned businesses, women, getting out there doing their lawn out there in heat, sweating, changing color? Cause she a light-skinned woman, changing colors, sweating, and then go home to a lot of grandkids, her husband, work. It's a lot. You welcome. It's a lot. You my friend's postal baby. It's a lot. See what I'm saying? You don't find too many women, not even too many Caucasian women, not too many Mexican women out there doing that. But she's doing it. Big ups to my friend. Keep doing your thing, friend. Don't give up. Don't give up. And y'all can say y'all like I said, if y'all in Dallas, Texas, y'all going over there and let her come out there and hook y'all up with some good grass cutting and doing the garden. Like I said, Pep, I'm giving my sister and see what she say about you coming out there and doing her garden. She need her bed done and everything, and get you some service. And also you also know her friends too. She got friends with houses that need their lawn done. Yeah, you can do that, my sister. So make it happen, Captain. You got it, girl. But anyway, I'll be back on Friday, y'all, with some insane videos, y'all. But they're going to be good. But anyway, anybody got things we need to talk about before I get up off here? If not, y'all know my motto. How the hell you going to love somebody when you don't love yourself?